Are you wondering what your ideal customer traits are? And are you looking to create a template that would include all those traits? Then this episode is for you. Hey, Mario Blanco here. In today's episode, I will be sharing with you how to create an ideal customer profile. Firstly, I will be covering the two main areas you don't want to miss while researching your customer profile. Then, I will reveal the types of questions you need to answer to create marketing content. And finally, I will unleash the secret that makes businesses thrive and prosper. Let me tell you, I am one of those entrepreneurs and online business owners who is really convinced that there is a strong relationship and a strong correlation between a good understanding of who our dream customer is and the prosperity and success of that business. So let's dive into the content, the meat and potatoes content. Let me start by saying that when you are researching your ideal customer and coming up with the traits of your ideal customer, you want to cover two main areas. One is the demographics, and the second one is the psychographics. The demographics is something like really straightforward to cover because it involves understanding what's the age of your customer, the gender, the geography, so where is your dream customer located, what kind of education, do they have a degree at all, what type of income, and if they are employed or not. So there's a number of things related to that demographics of your ideal customer that will help you better understand and then create value for him. The customer psychographics cover a different set of traits. It covers, for example, what are the values, personal and business values of your dream customer, or understanding what are their fears and their beliefs, what are their objections, or for example, when it comes to your product or service, what is it that they value the most? Those things are really key to make sure that you present them with the right offer and your product is really aligned with your customer psychographics. And in the psychographics, you have many other things. You have things like what they do for fun, or what their sources of information are. What do they read? What do they listen to? Where do they hang out? Things like that. So you can be more effective with your marketing and, as I was saying before, making sure your offer will be really something that will add value to your customer and he will be very happy to get hold of it. I'm curious, in which of these two areas are you currently struggling? What is it that you would like to know more in depth about your ideal customer or your dream customer? Just let me know in the comments of the episode, and maybe I will create more content based on your answers. So, just to summarize, the two main areas that you don't want to miss when creating your ideal customer profile are the customer demographics and the customer psychographics. Now let's move on to the types of questions you need to answer to create marketing content. These are more elaborated but come from a good understanding on both the demographics and the psychographics. So one area of focus would be understanding what is your current ideal customer's identity and who does he want to become. So it could be that your ideal customer, he's in a job, he's an IT consultant, and he might want to become an affiliate marketer. So that tells you a lot about the type of content that you should create for him when you are running a marketing campaign. And also that will be telling you what traits or what benefits of your product or offer might be more in alignment with your ideal customer profile. Another area of focus would be your ideal customer's long desires. Again, when you are writing copy or when you are running a marketing campaign, you want to make sure that you tap into those, because that's going to be something appealing and kind of a hook that will make your ideal customer to keep reading whatever content you create. Then you would like to cover things like what are the immediate needs of your ideal customer? What are his immediate or urgent problems they need to solve? What questions do they have in mind? What are their current pains that they need to solve? Again, all those, when you have an answer to those, you will understand how close your offer is to delivering on the pain points or the needs or on the problems they have. And you can make sure that they are aligned. Understanding your ideal customer's objections is also key, because why not understanding all those objections beforehand? He might have some hurdles to overcome, and why not understanding all those beforehand so you can anticipate, and in the copy of your sales message or on your product description or in whatever marketing content you create for him, you address those up front, so you have a much higher probability of converting on whatever you present your customers with. So what's your personal experience on this? What types of roadblocks or objections did you face when presenting your customers with an offer or a product or service? Just please let me know in the chat, and then I can help you solve this with my content. I might create a new episode to address that. And finally, let me tell you what the secret is that makes businesses thrive and prosper. But let me tell you that secret through a story, a personal story. So in my town, there are a number of, let's say, hardware stores, and whenever I have a need of a part, I go to any of them. But what I have observed, what I did observe at the time, is that there was one of those hardware stores that they would have a different approach. I remember once I had some sort of piping to connect, and I needed some special junction, and it was difficult to get. I knew that it was difficult to get, so I started with one shop, with one of the stores, and they didn't have that part. Then I went to another place and they didn't have that part, and I did like 3 or 4 of them until I really went into this last one, which normally I had avoided it because there was always queues. There was lots of people, and I didn't understand why, and they were even more expensive. But they were my last resort. And I went with the broken part, and I showed that to the guy. And the guy, well, They didn't have the part either. But he started asking questions. He started asking me what sort of piping I wanted to connect and what type of space I had for fitting the junction and lots of different things. I didn't know where they wanted to go to with all those questions. And the guy, what he did is he went off the counter and to the warehouse, and he came up with a number of different parts that when put together they solved the problem, and I didn't need just the part I was looking for. True that there were more parts involved in solving the problem, but I had a solution for my problem. So if you reflect on what happened there, is that the rest of the hardware stores were focused on the product. They were product centric. Every time I asked about the part, they didn't have it and they were not able to serve me. But this last hardware store, they were different. They didn't put the focus on the product. They put the focus on the customer, and they started asking questions to the customer. They put the focus on solving the problem, not delivering or selling a part. They wanted to solve the customer's problem. So in the end, they were the ones that made business that day with me. And over the years, a number of hardware stores have closed in my town, especially when the financial crisis came a few years ago. But this hardware store, they carried on with business. And remember what I was saying before. I was saying that they had long queues, and then I understood that people were willing to wait because they knew their problem would be solved. And it's not about a transaction of selling a product. It was about them having the problem solved. So that is the secret. The secret is when you focus on the customer, when you understand his problems and his needs, when you make your business customer centric rather than product centric, your business will thrive and prosper. And for me, that was, when I reflected on that, there was a massive learning at the time, and I really tried to apply that in my own business. That's the reason why I consider having an ideal customer profile is key, and not as a one-off, even as repeating that customer profile to improve it, or to see if you can narrow down on other customer profiles. So let me tell you that for that reason, I'm really excited to be able to share with you today the Dream Customer Discoverer Pack. It's a free resource that will help you create your ideal customer profile. I have created a wizard. It's in the format of a spreadsheet, and it's got lots of questions about the customer demographics, customer psychographics, and a deep analysis of your customer that will really allow you to create a very, very detailed description of who your ideal customer is. So go to the description now, you will find the link to that free resource. It's you will have to create a free account, and there you can access 3 different resources. One is a masterclass, then episode 3 of my bestseller book. It's about lead generation, and then you will find the wizards. I really think this is the best thing you can do before you can start running any kind of initiative marketing wise in your business. Understanding your customer, understanding who is your dream customer. And having said that, I will see you in the next episode. God bless.